Sweet Jesus, my wife let me decorate a wall, and there's a book that I want to tell you all about. Let's get into it. Hi, welcome back to the channel. So today's video is going to be a bit different in that I'm going to talk about a gentleman that I want to introduce you to who has written a book that I believe will probably end up being a big game changer so far as living for people on the spectrum. Before I get started, if you've been here before, you might notice that some things in the background have changed. Well, that's because I was able to get my wife to take down her floating shelves with her knickknacks so that I can replace it with this. So, we'll start over my left shoulder. This is an autographed portrait of Metallica that my wife gave me for my birthday many, many years ago. Directly behind me is Hulk art. That was a 10-year anniversary gift and one that I was very surprised to receive. But I'm saving the best for last. This over here is a portrait of Vinnie Paul, who played drums for Pantera, a band that will always be on my playlist. So Vinnie wrote, "Chris, sorry you couldn't be here." This is one that is very, very special to me because my wife stood in line with all these other guys. In fact, she told me she was the only woman in line where the meet and greet with Vinnie Paul was happening while I was at work. And in the background, I would imagine they were playing Pantera, and she is more of a country western girl, so not a metalhead. So the time that she took out of her day to get this for me is probably one of the most amazing gifts that I have ever gotten. Now, enough about the wall, and let's get into the video. So I'm going to introduce you to a gentleman named Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones lives in the UK. He is an Aspie like myself who was late diagnosed. So roughly 10 years ago, Daniel started a channel called the Aspie World. Now, the Aspie World has grown in leaps and bounds over the years. You can find Daniel on most social media. Now, what Daniel did is he started a channel that was all about acceptance and awareness for people on the spectrum. In fact, Daniel has, over the years, presented videos with various types of products and apps that are designed to help people on the spectrum better manage their life, their time, their stems, and a lot of the overall health and well-being that most people on the spectrum tend to struggle with, including myself. So Daniel has taken this a step further this year in that he took on the task of writing a book. Now, the book is called Autism for Adults. I haven't read the book yet, but I have had a chance to look at a few quotes out of the book, and I can tell you that this is probably going to be a big game changer for me as well as others who are on the spectrum. Daniel has poured his heart and soul into the autistic community, and he's one of those guys that just comes across very genuine. A lot of the same struggles that people in the community have, he does a very good job of relaying that his life has had a lot of the similar battles and challenges as everyone else who is on the spectrum. So I have been fortunate enough that in the next week, I should be getting an advanced digital copy of the book so I can read it, study it, and then ultimately I want to provide some reviews on this book. Now, as we go over the next 5, 6, 8 weeks, I will probably touch base on some of my thoughts on the book, but I'm not going to give the book away. However, you don't have to wait for the book if you don't want to. In the description of the video, you're going to find links to Daniel and the Aspie World, where you too can receive an opportunity to get an advanced copy of the book and really help push this book a little bit further out into the world. If you know someone who's an adult who's on the spectrum, or know a caregiver who provides care to someone on the spectrum, or a friend of a friend, also consider sharing the video out, sharing the links out for the Aspie World, because Daniel's book, I think, is going to be very special to the community, but everything else he's done for the community is something that I greatly admire. So that is going to conclude today's video. Again, I want to thank everyone for taking the time out of their busy day to stop by the channel. If this is your first time visiting the channel and you find that the subject matter of autism really isn't your cup of tea, that's perfectly fine. It's not for everyone, and I get it, because there are channels that I visit that I don't end up subscribing to either. That's perfectly fine. The simple fact that you took the time to visit the channel and watch this video doesn't take away from the time that you've given to actually stop by. So you're also greatly appreciated, along with the subscribers. So that will do it for today's video. Everyone take care. I look forward to seeing you on the next one.